Hello everybody, I'm sitting here in Green River, Utah. Going on a little desert adventure. It's the San Rafael Desert. It's east of the San Rafael Swell, south of Green River, Utah, and west of the Maze District of Canyonlands National Park. There's not much out here. It's definitely going to be a very quiet area. I'm hoping to get some drone footage of the desert area as I see sort of interesting things. Most of the space is drone friendly, meaning it's not wilderness area, which will restrict the use of the drone. There is some space out here that I can't fly, but I think I'm going to be mostly where you can. I just fueled up. I used the restroom. Going to just spend the day kind of cruising the desert, and I hope to be home tonight in time to go on a hot date with my wife Tamara. So that's the agenda for today. I hope to have some video of the adventures, and I will show you what I can. Well, I'm out here in the middle of this desert, and it's pretty impressive. There's not a lot going on. The only thing I've seen out here in terms of humans, other than I passed one white truck right at the very beginning when I left Green River. Two overlander motorcycles passed me when I was flying the drone. That was kind of cool. Those guys looked like they were having fun. But what I thought I'd do is just kind of turn this around and give you guys a quick view of what this all looks like, because it's kind of stark. There's kind of the Green River Valley, if you will, down there. And it's you can see some greenery down there. If you look real close, you may not be able to see it, but that's where the Green River is. There's a road right down there, sort of in the bottom of that area, and this road eventually kind of goes on down there. But there's some really cool red rocks and some cliffs off here. Looking back off this way, you can, behind my truck, you can see the San Rafael Swell. You can kind of see the front edge of it there. In fact, you can't see it, I'm sure, but I see Temple Mountain over there. Yeah, there's the truck. And this is the direction from whence I came, is down this way. And as I mentioned, I'm headed off this way, and eventually there's some switchbacks that drop us down into this kind of little wash valley down here, and like I said, there's a road down there. Thought I'd go ahead and get the drone out and fly it out and across and just get some views of what this area kind of looks like. And then I'm going to continue my trip. while I'm driving through a rather boring, if that's possible, relatively boring part of the road here. Just thought I'd make a few comments. So, one thing that I love to do, and Tamara, in fact, our whole family loves to do, is literally explore and see what we can see by driving the truck into places where we've never been before. And I personally just haven't had enough of that. And so I made the determination that any opportunity I had, outside of, family stuff that I need to do or whatever, but if I have opportunities within reason, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to take some time and I'm going to come check it out. This area, is pretty remote. I've only seen 2 motorcyclists together and 1 other car this entire trek, other than a white car right outside of Green River. And so it's remote. The road's in decent shape, though. I think it's technically a county road. And, whoa, bumps. And, they keep it somewhat graded. It's a little washboardy in a few places, but anyway, this area out here on the left-hand side of the road, this side over here, you can't really see much right now, but this side of the road is the Labyrinth Canyon Wilderness Area administered by the BLM, and just over the horizon there is sort of the beginning of what ultimately becomes Canyonlands National Park, the beginning of that labyrinth. And it's the maze district of the park, of the 3 districts. There's the Needles, there's Island in the Sky, and there's the maze district in Canyonlands. And this is the part that's the most remote. There's really no way to get to it from any other part of the park. You have to come all the way around to the west side of the park through remote roads like this. And there's only a couple of places you can really enter. You've got to have a pass to go back in there so that the National Park Service knows you're in there. Anyway, there is a ranger station. I'm hoping to get to it. It's called Hands Flat. Something like that. And I'm hoping to get to it. Oh, wait, got some bumps. I'm going to get jostled around here a little bit. Ugh. There we go. And so, yeah. Out here in the BLM land, I'm going to pull over, or just stop anyway, not pull over. I'm going to show you out through my window here. You can see over there is a water tank, and here's a corral. And lots of ranchers lease BLM land for cattle grazing, and then they have these corrals when they come in the fall or whenever it is, because I'm not a rancher. I don't know the seasons, but this is where they'll gather them up. They go out on horses. It's literally like the old cowboys. They'll come and they'll round up their herd. And in fact, many herds usually mix together, and here's where they'll sort them by brands. They'll look at the brands, and the different ranchers will be out here, and they'll claim their cows. I don't know if you can see over here, but there's some solar panels that run a pump that pumps into that tank, and then that tank they can turn on to provide water, not only for the cows that roam around here, but also wild horses, burros, and other animals that kind of live out here. Foxes, coyotes, I don't know what all lives out here, but anyway, that's just kind of a cool site. I've seen 3 or 4 of these along the way today, and it's these corrals have been here for a long time, but they're actively used, but not very often during the year. So, all right, I'm going to continue on. I think I actually don't know how far we have to go to the turnoff to go over to Canyonlands sort of back door. But when we get to the ranger station, I'm hoping to just get out and stretch my legs. But, you know, maybe I'll wander in, talk to the ranger on staff or rangers. They have some primitive housing that they live in out here. I don't know if they helicopter them in or if they all have to drive overland like this to get out here. I was trying to look to see if there's a remote airstrip in this area, and I didn't see one. I know in the Grand Canyon that there's a remote airstrip that when we went to a remote part of the Grand Canyon, that they used from time to time to bring in supplies and sometimes people. But I think out here they either helicopter them or they have to drive overland as they rotate people out here. I don't think they have the same people out here all summer or all year round. I think they rotate them in and out because it'd get pretty lonely out here. And I don't think, especially in the middle of the summer, it is 93 degrees. So yeah, this time of year you wouldn't want to be out here in 93 degrees. I don't know if they have air conditioning. I'm guessing they do. Anyway, when we get there, I'll jump back on and we'll see what we can see.
Here's just a quick video of the ranger station. Not much to it. And just behind me here's the bathroom, thankfully. So I'm just gonna go see what's up. Okay, just spent about 15 minutes with the ranger guy. He's out here pretty much all by himself. He's a biologist, studies owls. It's pretty cool. That ranger station is actually on the edge of the Glen Canyon National Recreation Area, and there's a big section of it here before you get to Canyonlands. So we're not going to make it to Canyonlands, to the Maze District today. But it's administered by the Park Service. And so I used the restroom. I talked to him for a while. I met another guy. He's eating his lunch at the little picnic table over there. About 2 miles down the road, he told me, if you're just here for a quick minute, come on down the road and take a look at this overview of a place called Millard Canyon. So I pulled over, and you can kind of see that it's very sandy. And yeah, the whole road is kind of sandy. Truck's getting kind of dirty. That's okay. That's what it's made for. But anyway, let's go take a look. I have not looked at this yet, so I have no idea what this is going to look like. But let's go take a look. Quite a bit of sand here. Seen some cool hawks. Lots of ravens. I'm pretty sure that they were like golden eagles. Saw some of those. No bald eagles or anything like that. Anyway, this little trail. Should have brought my water. It's not very long, but I can already tell this is going to be a magnificent view. I don't know if you can see anything through here yet. It's only a couple hundred yards maybe down here. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I have to check the temperature when I get back in the car, but it is mid to upper 90s. It is warm. And that's putting it mildly. There is a slight breeze. I can tell by the prints on the ground that no one's walked through here today because they're all a little bit sand blown. There's hardly anyone out here. I think I've only seen 3 cars this whole trip on the roads and 1 motorcycle. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Where has this been all of my life? Millard Canyon. Can you all see that? This is the top of the canyon, but holy smolies. It is like a straight, oh my gosh. It is straight down. I don't know how much closer I want to get. But let me pan around here. I know this video is not going to do this justice, but this is pristine, literally unspoiled ground right here. The only way you can get in here would be some kind of crazy hike. There's no roads down there. I mean, look at that. I just don't want to get any closer to the edge. I mean, but it's 1,000 feet down, maybe 800, but it's a long ways down. That right there, my friends, is a beautiful canyon. Holy simoles. Is that a word? Holy simoles? I know that much of the area, it's not a national park, but it's protected as a national recreation area all around Lake Powell and the tributaries, of which this is. I can't even imagine. There are some this is fantastic. I wish I could fly my drone here, but because it's National Park Service land, I obviously can't. Wow. It is absolutely quiet. I can hear a fly or a bug. Occasionally I hear a bird. Other than that, absolutely silent. A little bit of wind. I'm stunned. Every time I think I've been to all the awesome overviews and beautiful vistas in Utah, I find another one like this. This is crazy beautiful. Give it just another few seconds and I'll head back to the truck. I've got a sandwich that I got from Maverick. Adventure's first stop, right? Maverick, you can sponsor me if you want. All right. Well, let's hike back up. That, my friends, unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable. One last peek. I have no idea how many billions of years it took for erosion to dig that hole in that canyon. But wow. Very impressive. I wish I could spend some time out here. I think this would be like a week-long trip. I wouldn't want to do it in the summer like we are right now. It is hot and dry. Because you'd have to bring everything. There's nothing out here. Probably one of the most remote areas in the lower 48 that exists is this area of Utah and Needles District of Canyonlands, because just to get here is an effort. And it's probably another good hour drive through this Glen Canyon National Recreation Area to even get there from the ranger station when you hit the federal land, the Federal Park Service land. So anyway, I'd love to have 2 or 3 guys with vehicles and tents, and I wish I was in better shape because there's some beautiful hiking and other things out here to see for sure. Anyway, almost back to the truck. I think I'll turn it around. Here we go. And there's a sign. Millard Canyon Overlook. Awesome. By the way, this truck is awesome. Been in four-wheel drive almost the whole time, but it's totally getting me through. All right, I'm going to eat some lunch. I'm going to head back to Provo. I just quickly wanted to capture some of these wild burros. Check them out. They all kind of decided they wanted to come look at me now. Just pulled over. Look at those guys. Just checking this out. I think it's pretty cool. They're very curious about me. They like want to come over here, but not really. I don't want them to come over here because I'll get back in my truck. All right, guys. It's nice seeing you.
All right. So while I'm taking this very, very long drive through the desert to get back to the main highway, which comes out not too far from Goblin Valley, if you know where that is. I thought I'd so while we're just kind of driving along here, I thought I'll show you what I'm up to. Just see there's not a lot going on out here. But I just had a few thoughts come to mind. First of all, Kimberly. I saw a bunch of donkey drinkers. Not only did I see those donkeys, but all over out here I have seen those donkey drinkers, as we used to call them. And I wish I could remember that whole thing we made up about donkey drinkers. I know you'll remember we were out in the San Rafael Swell years ago on a daddy-daughter drive. We made up this whole thing about donkey drinkers. Basically, places where donkeys, horses, and whatnot could get something to drink. Brought back some memories. And then I need to make a shout out to my homeboys, Chris Sutton and Jamie Shear. I miss the good old days of when we used to do NRC around McDonough County. Those were good times, you know. Weight limit 0 tons, all the goofy stuff that we saw and discovered. Those were good times. Well, this is your homeboy Thibs, Tom Thib, whatever you want to call me. This is my version of NRC out here in Utah. I love just driving around, discovering new things, new vistas. And I just had to shout out to you guys because I think that's where I learned this and got the bug, right? Just driving around just to see what you might see. It's kind of cool. One thing that I still need to work on a lot, and I have a lot of work to do, is to learn how to edit videos better. I don't want to be like some kind of influencer or something like that. I do want to have, you know, videos that are really for personal use and maybe share some things with some family and friends. And I have my YouTube channel, and I'm probably just going to post these videos out there, but I want to learn how to put something more coherent together. So Tamara was kind enough to allow me to get a new Apple computer that has the guts, if you will, and the memory to be able to do video editing. And so I'm going to take some time to learn how to edit better than I know how, which is, I mean, I can do some small stuff, but you know, I need to learn how to do more. So I'm going to do that, and then hopefully I can, you know, maybe the first time you'll see this movie or this video will be after I have, you know, learned a few things. And I think even though, you know, today is but the third week of June, I don't even know what day it is. June 19th. I don't know when I'll be able to post this, but just know that I will. And we'll see how it goes. By the way, there's a really cool overview right here. I know you can't tell because it's like, you know, it's hard. There's no camera in the world that can capture accurately how awesome some of the vistas are here in Utah. I honestly can't get enough. And there's so much to explore. I feel like myself and my family have just scratched the surface because, as I mentioned, at the overlook, that you know, I had no idea another awesome vista like that existed, and I know there's probably 100 more that I just haven't discovered yet, and I'm really looking forward, you know, over the coming years to be able to see what I can see, because God has created such a beautiful place here in the state of Utah, and it's some of it is so remote. I have literally seen 2 motorcycles, 1 vehicle out on the road on my way to the Hands Flat Ranger Station. And then at the ranger station was a Jeep from Colorado and a motorcycle with Utah plates. And I met one guy there who was talking to the ranger. That's it. Those are the only vehicles I've seen ever since I left Green River this morning. This is some of the most remote, untouched, unspoiled country anywhere. And I just love getting out here. And there's something very therapeutic about getting away from all of the just the busyness of everyday life. Where I live in Provo, Utah, it's grown so much. It's a major city, and everything around me is a major city. There's so many people, great people, and I love where I live. But the days of finding quiet and relaxation inside of Provo City, it is tough to come by. So to come out here and to see some of this beautiful country, and to be out here by myself where I can think and where I can ponder and just clear my mind, it's priceless. I told Tamara yesterday before I left that I like coming out here because I can think through everything that's in my brain. And so I don't even know if this camera's pointing at me. I can think through everything that's in my brain, and then I can go home, and I just feel good. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm holding it. It's not mounted in the car. But look at I don't know if you can see the view. I mean, you can see the view, but I don't know if you can appreciate just how wide open the space that is. That little light-colored mountain range way off in the distance, that is the edge of the San Rafael Swell, or the reef, as it's called, the front edge. And man, there's some cool stuff over there. There's a lot of ancient Puebloan pictographs and petroglyphs along that, and there's just a lot of beauty. And I love the San Rafael Swell. I love the fact that I was able to come out here and see some things between the San Rafael Swell and the Glen Canyon National Recreation Area and Canyonlands. There's just nobody out here. Nobody would think to come out here unless they were wanting to plan a big adventure. So I'm just really happy with this opportunity. And I hope that what I have been able to record is of interest and that you've enjoyed it as well. So can't wait to put it all together after I get some more skills, meld my drone footage with my GoPro footage, and should be great. I'm going to sign off and just let you know that I love this country in a literal sense as a nation, and I love this countryside and the beauties that God has provided for us here on the earth today. How wonderful. And I hope that all of you can take the opportunity to spend more time enjoying what's out there.